Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Trudograd with me, BringItDon. Continue exploring the second tier. Board game by the name of Caverns and Baba Yagas. He has a whole balcony to himself. Alright. I can pillage and plunder to my heart's content. I don't know if I can steal from this shelf, though. We will give it a shot. Alright, let's chat. A fat, unshaven fellow with glasses smiles happily, rubs his hands together, and excitedly examines you from head to toe. Hoo, what shiny armor you have. Who rides inside such a masterpiece? And what does he or she wish of me? Just a passerby. I came up to ask a couple questions. The goal was rather stale, of course. You seem like an alright bloke. What questions are plaguing your mind? What's your name? A rather unimaginative question, but fine. My name is Adam Darilov. What do you do? Made a fortune selling gems from the mines of Ust-Azursk. Tchotchkes in the port, and other less significant jewelers, will confirm that I know my business. Now, however, it's become too dangerous to send caravans north. Rogues, mutants, and all sorts of villains abound. It is said that the owner of the mines himself, Syoma Voronok, is behind this unrest. The old criminal isn't sitting still. He wants war. But I'll wait out this calamity, don't worry. Life is like a zebra. The dark stripe eventually ends exactly where a bright one begins. Then it goes dark again, and so on, ad Zabrinium. What do you think about the second tier? A lazy question to be sure. Why is he so judgy? Your own eyes can answer that better than me. Take a look around. This is the cultural center of this city. Bookstores, cafes, shops. It's such a delight to be here. The unwashed masses miss so much on the lower tiers, indulging the alcoholism instead of living here amidst all this glamour and beauty. Is it really that difficult to get a small loan of 20,000 rubles, open a business, and join the city elites? My word, pure laziness is all it is. Any rumors from the city? An anonymous poem called The Lusty Northern Kingpin is getting more and more popular around the city. Hoo-hoo. Ooh-hoo-hoo. I won't spoil the plot if you haven't read it. I'll only say the author found a very original and deeply erotic explanation for the rapid career growth of the saboteur known as Pugach. The bandit Syoma Voronok owns a lot of gem mines. He had a very special shaft prepared for this underling when he invited him into his boudoir. Oh my. I see. Listen. How about we change the subject? Sure. Can you tell me who you're waiting for here? The man's eyes bulge as he displays his fingers and begins moving them in front of your face, as if casting a spell on you, or to add mysticism to his next words. Whatever it is he's doing, it's less than convincing. My friend, by answering this question, I reveal myself and my hobby. That'd be against the rules. Here's his throat. Of the game. Did I just get got? I haven't heard about the game in years. Game. Let me guess who you are. I'm burning with anticipation. Yeah, you're the Grandmaster of Babagun. Your counterpart explodes into deafening laughter and jumps up to shake his fist at the ceiling. Yes, I knew you'd guess. Now tradition allows us to play. How wonderful. How delightful. It was starting to seem like I'd been given this title, only to discourage me from ever playing the game again. But the system works. You found me out, and now you offer me a match. You will offer, right? Oh, please offer me a match. Or 5, or 1,000. Now get the deck out. It's time to play. Enough houses for that. Alright, well. I haven't played this in a little while. Even then, I think there's a way for me to win that. I just didn't have the resources I needed to play everything. Bad luck. But that's okay. After all, the game's main attraction is in playing, not winning. Crap. Don't go anywhere. I'll be back. Potbelly Grandmaster perks up and draws a worn deck from his pocket. I've been expecting you. Are you here to try and beat me again? Let's go. This time, I'll definitely beat you. Well, then again, maybe not. Let's see how this goes. I can almost beat him here. I'll be missing like 1 damage. I'm gonna try and survive for another turn. And if I can play 2 cards at once. He reinforced, of course he did. It's getting a little out of hand. I don't have the resources I need. Let's see. Alright, as I'm playing defensive cards, and I've got this. Oh, maybe not. Here we go. Easy peasy. The Grandmaster checks his sheet 3 times, hoping to spot at least 1 health point you haven't destroyed. Unfortunately for him, and luckily for you, game log is correct. You won. You needed a victory against the Master so badly, you could have just asked me to forfeit. I'd gladly lie and tell everyone you conquered me. Instead of simply chatting with me about it, you stooped to cheating. So banal. Banal? And that's how you say that. Stare silently at the Grandmaster. No more empty words. You know what you've done. If it's that important to you, I'll tell other connoisseurs of the game that you really beat me. This won't ease your conscience, but only make it heavier. Now go forth and live with your guilt. Okay, I'm not doing this right now. Bye. That's 2 Grandmasters, right? I think there's 2 more left to find. Someone might have a problem. Or they had a party. I guess it could be either or. Or it could be a bunch of empty water bottles. Because you get water in glass bottles, right? Alright. Let's talk to this guy. Sprichmit Elias. Okay, let's talk to this guy. A grim man angrily swats the snow out of his fur hat, mumbles half in a foreign language. Es ist ekelhaft. In the Alps, the winters are cold. At least the views make up for it. But here, find Leben. You're a merchant and a German. You sit around on the second tier. You must be Elias, correct? The one with all the ants hiding in his barrels. Hearing his own name from a complete stranger, Elias shivers and raises his head. Did David send you? Yes. We do have a bit of a problem with these daemonen, the locals called Mirmics. What about it? You gonna help us deal with them? Oh, sure. Why the heck not? Wunderbar. Return to David and tell him I'm okay with letting you in. Okay, but first can you answer a few questions for me? Es tut mir leid. Answering your questions when we all have work assignments. Waiting would be highly negligent. So be it. I'm off. The bald thumb-like merchant winks at you and busily rolls up his sleeves. So, but what shall we dine this fine day? I'm gonna say right off that I don't have schnitzels or craft beer. There's a lot of other goodies to munch on. We answer my questions first. The owner of the diner nods in agreement. What's your name, dude? In 5 years, you're the first person to ask my name. Apollon Palchikov, the owner of this cozy establishment. What do you do for a living? I own a diner, and a couple months ago, I decided to also teach myself how to brew potions and tinctures from rare plants. Even bought a collection of Dmitry Solmikov's outlandish seeds. Wait here, I'll show you. The man leaves for a short time, and comes back with several tiny baggies filled with seeds and seedlings. Look here, I've got wolfberries, the Judas tree, boromets. Only problem is the tinctures I produced are worthless. One reeks like a wet dog, another like a goat, and the third drives people into despair. I wish someone would buy this whole useless collection from me. I know a guy who wouldn't mind a couple Bormet seeds, but he's not allowed into the city proper. I don't sell the Bormets separately, only as part of the collection. Buy it for your buddy at the ridiculously low price of 1,000 rubles. Why? Because it cost me 900. And reselling without a profit is bad business. Tell me about the Judas tree. There's as many lies going around about that thing as there is truth. According to most, this plant is a mutated form of aspen. It grows in a couple of days into a healthy tree, and after that it lures people, animals, insects, all manner of things to suck out their juices somehow. But keep in mind, I myself have not seen this. All I know for sure is that a decoction of its seedlings is bitter, like wormwood, and drives you into a deep depression. I drank a glass of the stuff for the heck of it and started crying. Could snap out of it for a week, without really knowing why. Uh-huh. And what can you tell me about the Boromets? If you believe the rumors, this plant is not a mutant. There are accounts of travelers stumbling upon it back in the days of the ancient Greeks. It is said that if you plant one of these seeds in the right soil, a special fruit will grow out of it. Not a melon or a pumpkin, but a living, breathing sheep. Or was it a goat? A cow, maybe? It's all nonsense, of course. A grade A poppycock, to be sure. But a tincture derived from these seeds really does stink of wet fur and barn. That's why I'm trying to sell it. Tell me about wolfberries. The seller said that under certain conditions, a bush will grow from these seeds, bring hungry wolves instead of fruit. Nature's answer to the existence of Boromets, I suppose. It's incredible bullcrap, but the plant is really rare. Okay, here's 1,000 for the entire collection. Give him the money. Can't even haggle for it. The owner of the diner ceremonially hands you several small baggies with various representatives of post-apocalyptic flora and takes your money. Could you answer a few questions for me? What can you tell me about Trudograd? Many people come to this city, but almost no one reaches the rooftops. Probably because of 7th Heaven security service. Those guys hate it when vagrants climb up to see the sights. Don't they know they're scaring off potential customers? Got any rumors to share? I heard that before becoming a big shot in the north, Tiamat Veronik lived in Trudograd. Even had a wife and child here. I wonder if it's true. Curious. Got anything else? They say that a real ghost haunts the inverter factory ruins. But to see him, you need to get real high on some wacky mushroom. Or not. I don't remember. That's another ghost rumor. There's the one in Grey Corner. Now there's one at the inverter factory. There's a rumor going around that the cult of Saint Seryoja spends winters in the city. Those guys seem harmless enough, but you can never know for sure with religious fanatics. My friend was looking for precious metals at the local dump when he spotted a busted pre-war phone lying in the mud. Just for giggles, he put the receiver to his ear, and buddy, he actually heard a woman's voice calling him by name. She said, "You will die in 6 years, 8 months, 3 weeks, 5 days, 6 hours, 3 minutes." Then she hung up. Go figure, huh? There's a real epidemic of drug addiction in the city. That Black Lotus stuff hooked more than a few folks. Just like that. It destroys lives, families, and tooth enamel. I just want to know who brought it to the city, so as I can lynch the bastard. Have you heard? The creator of Bombagun is planning to regularly issue new cards for the game, and sell them for a lot of money. The idea was to make collecting new cards more important than actually enjoying the game. Maybe that's why the authorities locked him up in the super jail. There's a story going around about a gang of hooligans who are more in sync than a special forces unit, as if they were all controlled by a single mind. The mind of a telepathic mutant. Or a mushroom. I'm not sure anymore. The hunter stopped at my diner once, said that from the step, you can clearly see that old Hesperus is no star, but an asteroid orbiting the Earth. It only looks like a star from the big cities, because of all the light pollution. A rumor has it that somewhere in the city, there is, or was, a cow that produces drug-infused milk. I'm sure those rich nutters from 7th Heaven guzzle that weird crap, like fish drinks water. Like a fish drinks water. The other day I went to grab the newspaper, and do you know who I met? A freakish mutated bard. This fellow came from the distant lands to share his music and gruesome visage. After he played the greatest hits from my youth, I wanted to throw him a ruble. He asked for my newspaper instead. Told me the lead ink is nutritious. Are you familiar with Krasnov syndrome? A terrible disease, they say. I hope it never reaches us. Then again, not a year goes by without an outbreak in Trudograd. How's trade? Get many customers here? No, not really, but those I do have are regulars. I don't know what keeps them coming back, but there you have it. Maybe it's the secret ingredient I add to every dish. What ingredient is that? I hope you don't spit in your food. No, what are you saying? My secret ingredient is love. The fact that I'm not carrying any infectious diseases, unlike some I could mention. Unlike who? Well, unlike a lot of folks. Take Typhoid Timur, for example. Though he's been chased out of the city, and his kebab shack sealed under a layer of concrete. Still, that bastard infected a good few hundred people before he was caught. What was Timur sick with? Typhoid, of course. He was an asymptomatic carrier. The devil. Alright, now it's all clear. Move away from the counter. I don't see a person in here. That's back to the bike shop. Path to the checkpoint. The agitated Hausfrau runs up to you, glancing at the open doors as if checking to see if you were followed. Only then does she speak. Did the revolutionaries send you? Help me escape. Why do they want you in the first place? You don't seem to be an active participant in the movement. Ask myself that same question. Brave souls are sacrificing their lives and youth on the altar of the revolution almost every day. For some reason, we're here saving you. Well, why, sure. Maybe I never participated in any combat operations, but I financially support the committee, and very, very generously. But that's not all. So-called authorities have always wanted a reason to seize my late husband's fortune. Once they learned I still have a conscience and compassion for the proles, they decided to use this to their advantage. The woman stares anxiously at the front door. Looks like she's expecting a visit from the police any minute now. Got it. Right. We gotta get out of here. Wait a bit so I can pack my things for the trip. Oh my god. What a nightmare. Poor Volkova starts rushing about the house, stuffing random clothes, provisions, and undergarments into a large suitcase. Leaving the door very slightly cracked, you watch the rooftops for signs of trouble. Turning to the woman. Is everything ready? Almost. I'm almost... We return to squinting through the crack, while I hastily slam the door and retreat to the house. We've got company. The woman turns pale and drops the suitcase to the floor. It seems what she feared most has come to pass. But she doesn't look completely broken. Judging by her furrowed brow, Volkova is thinking hard about something. Comrade, do we really have to fight again? Oh no, I'm too young to die. Calm, stay calm. Right. We still have a chance to leave here without any conflict. Would you tell me the details? My husband built a secret passage from the house to the attic of the building below us. We can definitely escape that way. Or at least I hope so. What made him decide to build a secret passage, of all things? A good question for another time. Hurry. The hatch is in the next room. What are we waiting for? Lead the way.
You carefully descend into the secret passage, closing the hatch behind you. Upstairs, you hear the city guards hammering on the front door. Hopefully, it will hold them for some time. Maybe then you can escape from this frankly upsetting situation in one piece.
Alright, go forward without asking anyone's opinion.
You advance, clumsily navigating all sorts of rubbish, pipes, support beams, and other obstacles. This continues until Widow Volkova, who you're supposed to be saving, overtakes you and begins lighting a few strategically placed candles. Please, just don't make any noise, she says in a pleading tone.
What kind of place is it?
As she's about to speak, Volkova is interrupted by what you most feared. The hatch behind you begins to rise. The cops finally broke into the house and after a hasty search, found the coveted secret passage. You need to come up with a plan, and fast.
Don't have very good stealth, since I didn't reinvest in it when I respect, so looks like there's no way to avoid this. Wait for the policeman.
You shrug and stay in the center of the room. After all, you know that the situation like this could be resolved without bloodshed. The light from multiple flashlights hits you in the face as a bunch of cops jump down wielding machine guns and rifles in their ham-like hands. With many gratuitous obscenities, they demand you introduce yourself.
Hey, colleagues. You're a little late. The suspect has already been arrested.
The guards consider your words for a moment, but it looks like your ruse worked. Is that right? Who sent you, huh? Asks one of them, most likely the squad commander.
I'm with the secret police guys.
A disapproving murmur ripples through the cops. It appears the police and Trudograd security services aren't the best of friends. Despite this, the policemen lower their weapons. You good-for-nothings are always sticking your nose in our business, mumbles the commander as he holsters his weapon. Fine. Deal with her yourself. Cursing softly, the guards crawl back out through the hatch.
Alright, wait a while before cautiously exiting your hiding place.
Volkova points out another inconspicuous hole in the ceiling. Let's not linger. Look, we can get out through there.
Onward then. Well, we can at least loot this place before we leave. I will grab all the empty bottles. I'm not going to grab the fire extinguisher though. That weighs a ton and usually doesn't sell for a lot. Then empty bottles, you can get upwards of like 2 rubles for each one, depending on the merchant. I don't know which one we actually came in from. I think this one, right? Did it be coming from here? I think it actually tells me. We'll figure it out. Whatever happens, happens. Can I just get back over here and loot her house now? Nope. Alright, she does care. Oh, it's gonna make it hard to steal from her when she's following me around. Alright, I'm gonna call the episode here. In the next one, we will leave the second tier, we go turn in this quest. We can go deal with the ant quest in the Miklich's Tavern, where the German guy is. We can also give the seeds to the guy on in the outskirts. But for now, I'm going to call it here. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys in the next one.